How can composers use different text types to convey the experiences of war? In this documentary, we will be exploring the different text types and how they relate to the experiences of war.
World War I, also known as the Great War, was the first global war which originated in Europe. It lasted from the 28th of July 1914 to the 11th of November 1918. By the end of the war, different countries were struck economically, politically, culturally, and socially. Key terms to sum up the war are catastrophic and transformational. To explore the experiences of war, we can analyze different text types, such as films, novels, or plays.
Different drama techniques used in the films plays include technical elements, literary elements, and performance elements. These elements are used in the film and plays to act as emphasis or support to a scene. Technical elements include costumes, lighting, props. Technical elements are used to make the audience become engaged, make characters look more suited for their role. Literary elements include plot, theme, and storyline. Literary elements are used to make sure the text can be understood and make scenes to make sense. These techniques are also used to make the audience engaged and kept in suspense. Performance elements include acting, dialogue, expressions. In a novel, different techniques such as similes or metaphors are used to convey a message in a creative and embedded manner.
Themes refer to the meaning of the play or film. The theme is a main idea or lesson to be learned from the play or film. In some cases, themes can be obvious, however, sometimes themes can be subtle. Examples of themes that can be explored throughout war include loss of innocence, patriotism, mateship, duty, home front, waste of potential. These themes explain the outcomes and experiences of war.
The different text types that are used to explore the experiences of war are novels, Stay Where You Are and Leave, plays, War Horse, and films, Gallipoli.
Stay Where You Are and Then Leave is a novel written by John Boyne. It is a story of how child Alfie embarks on a campaign to save his father, Georgie. From the trauma that he had experienced from war, Alfie thought he could save him if Georgie spent time with his family, but then he realized that he was better off recovering in the hospital. Stay Where You Are and Then Leave represents the experience of war as Georgie. Besides the sign up for the war, this affected the family emotionally and mentally, whilst it affects Georgie physically, mentally, and emotionally. While Georgie is at war, Alfie and Margie begin to struggle financially. These effects were common throughout the war. Like everyone else, Alfie waited for Georgie to come home. John Boyne incorporates the use of letters that were written by Georgie that revolve around the aspects of war.
Dad, it's been a long time since your last letter. I know you're very busy fighting in the war, but I miss you. Mum got a job as a nurse and she works such long hours that I'm alone most of the time. I've started shining shoes at King's Cross Station, which helps with the money. Mum doesn't know, so please don't tell. Henry does the milk rounds now, but he's not so good with the horses, so I'm keeping an eye out for Mr. Asquith too. I wish the war would finish soon, so you can come home and everything will get back to normal on Damley Road. Please write soon. Alfie.
Gallipoli is a film directed by Peter Weir and is a story of how two strangers, Archie and Frank, meet and bond together because of their similar interests. Archie is blinded by the reality of war. However, Frank knew the truth about war and tried to persuade Archie. Archie was still blinded and eventually cost his life, leaving Frank in sorrow and remorse. Gallipoli represents the experiences of war as it was an event in World War I. Gallipoli showcased how the Anzacs prepared and fought throughout the war. Peter Weir is able to incorporate different film techniques to emphasize a scene or to help convey a message. These film techniques help us envision the themes explored throughout this film. In Gallipoli, an example of how Peter Weir effectively used his film techniques was when we were given a high-angle shot to capture the chaos that occurred during the Gallipoli landing. Another example of how Peter Weir effectively used his film techniques is when Frank mourns over the death of Archie. During this scene, a soundtrack is played to help us empathize with Frank, to help us experience the state that he was in.
Warhorse is a play that is adapted by Nick Stafford from the novel Warhorse, which is written by Michael Morpurgo. Warhorse is about a horse, Joey, and his caretaker, Albert. At the start of the play, the new horse owner, Ted, forces Albert to keep Joey as he is a very, very fine horse. Ted sells Joey to the military. This occurs just after Nick Stafford is able to make you connect to the character. Albert goes and joins the army to try reunite with the horse. At the end of the book, the playwright Nick Stafford shows a connection between the horse and the caretaker by using music and drama techniques. Warhorse represents the experience of war as the story is told through an animal's perspective. Michael Morpurgo, the novelist, chose to represent war through an animal's eyes because he had the idea of depicting war from both sides. A drama technique that Nick Stafford, the playwright, has adapted was the idea of voice projection. This gave us an understanding of how soldiers communicated with each other. Nick Stafford makes use of puppets. In this case, the horses used in the play are puppets. This means that people actually control the puppets. This promotes the idea of anthropomorphism, which is the attribution of human characteristics or behavior to animals. This enables us to be more related towards the horse.
All in all, composers explore and represent the experiences of war via different text types such as a novel, play, or film. In these text types, themes and techniques are incorporated to convey or emphasize a message or scene. This helps us further understand the characters and the setting that the composer has set.